Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Monday, June 3rd. So glad you can join us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. As the crop over season moves into gear, there's good news for the island's cultural practitioners. This evening, Culture Minister John King announced they are in line to receive duty-free concessions under the Cultural Industries Act. King, however, noted that cultural practitioners will still have to pay the value-added tax on all imports, but stressed there are big benefits from the duty-free concessions.
What we're looking at, the process is really simple. First, we have to know who our cultural practitioners are. And so what we're asking those persons out there is to go to barbadosartist.bb and register as a cultural practitioner. Once you have done that, it goes into a system that here the NCF has access to, and they're the ones who are going to certify who these artists are. Right. Once they've been certified, the next thing they need to do is to get a license from the NCF, which gives them now the ability to go to customs when they're importing or whatever, to say, look, I am a cultural practitioner, I'm a certified one, and I also have a license which gives me the authority now to import raw materials for whatever it is that I'm doing. So you could be a band leader and you need to get beads and feathers and glue and all these other things. You could be a visual artist, you could be a musician, you need pieces of equipment, people with a studio, culinary artist. It covers a wide range of people.
In other news this Tuesday, St. Michael pensioner Janice Harris is over the moon with government's assurance that the payment of invalidity benefits will be restored. In recent weeks, there has been a strong public outcry from several people living on combined income of invalidity benefits and pension discovered that their invalidity benefits were cut. Harris had staged a one-woman protest outside Parliament last Tuesday after receiving just $47.51 in government pension for April. Previously, she was getting $628 from the Treasury and an invalidity benefit of over $800.
My soul is truly blessed because many who is in the same position as me, they are smiling today. I give thanks to all those that support me in praise. I give thanks unto God. I knew He would have never failed us. I am thankful for God for touching the heart of the Prime Minister to put back our pensions, that we can buy food and pay our bills and live a normal life.
A man who allegedly attacked two Canadian tourists at Mount Standfast Beach, St. James, is in police custody. According to police, the tourists were relaxing on the beach in the area of Jujubah when they were approached by a male who offered to sell them a painting which they believed was too expensive. The parties exchanged words and this led to an altercation. As a result, both visitors received injuries and were taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital via ambulance. The male assailant was subdued by people in the area who summoned police. Investigations are continuing. Major investment is coming to Bridgetown. Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced that a total of $3 billion will be pumped into a special Carlisle Bay project with hotels to be constructed between Bats Rock, St. Michael and the Savannah Hotel in Hastings, Christchurch. Speaking to the crowd attending the party's first anniversary rally, she outlined a major investment to enhance the waterfront and announced that construction of the Hyatt Hotel is likely to also get underway soon.
And you see the warehouses on the other side by waterfront and all of those warehouses there. I told you, it ain't talking about no Cahill, nothing. The gentleman, how many people is drink Coca-Cola? The man who was chairman of Coca-Cola for the whole world, the entire world, has been living and has had a house in Barbados for over 20 years. And he came and met with Dale Marshall, Kerry Simmons, and myself, and said he believes in what the government is doing. And he wants to show that he wants to participate. And he has now entered an agreement of sale to purchase all of those warehouses on the waterfront right there. And to spend $30 million in developing those warehouses in the very near future. So that when you take there, and you take here with Hilton Garden Inn, and I ain't get to Hyatt yet, Hyatt on Bay Street, the government led for the last few weeks 2 compulsory acquisitions, because we said that a Hyatt that is not concentrated on 2 lots, but that is spread out, that has a larger footprint, that allows us to be able, one, to see that Barbadians can own 25% of the Hyatt when it is constructed and operating. That those are the conditions, along with the planning gains that we put in place, that will make the Hyatt a viable investment. I am happy to report that they have now submitted the social studies that we needed, the social impact studies, so that we can ensure as we build that Hyatt, which they are now hoping will be 440 rooms and 40 apartments, 350 million US, that they can start building hopefully in the next few months, now that the compulsory acquisition is over.
Meanwhile, sweeping changes are on the horizon for Barbados' education system, which will likely include the abolition of the controversial common entrance exam, the introduction of middle schools, and a more diverse pool of academic opportunities for the country's children. Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced that Minister of Education Cynthia Bradshaw has been mandated to abolish the iniquity of the 11+ exam.
All of us know that you can't discard people at 11 and 12 years old. Like if they're going on the dump heap of life. And everybody telling them, oh, you ain't pass and you going to this and that. We have reached a point where we need to reject an approach to education that was settled by the British in the 1940s. I wanted to do it when I was there. That's why you had partial zoning. But we never got to go the full hog. We shall now make the full journey to revolutionize our educational system.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional happenings, Jamaican authorities today announced that a state funeral for former Prime Minister Edward Seaga will take place on June 23rd at the Holy Trinity Cathedral beginning at midday. Seaga, the country's 5th Prime Minister, will be laid to rest at Heroes Circle in Kingston. Seaga's remains, draped in the national flag, arrived on a Caribbean Airlines flight at the Norman Manley International Airport yesterday, escorted by members of the Jamaica Defense Force. Culture Minister Olivia Grange announced at a press conference today that Seaga's remains will lie in state on Wednesday, June 5th at the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters, while June 19 to 22 will be the official mourning period when flags will be flown at half-mast. Seaga died in hospital in Miami on May 28. He was 89 years old. Further afield, U.S. President Donald Trump stirs up a bit of controversy just before he arrived in the United Kingdom today for an official visit designed to bolster an alliance stained by discord over Brexit and China. More in this report from Reuters Television.
He had only just landed on UK soil for a state visit laden with diplomatic peril, and the US president was already courting controversy. Donald Trump renewed his verbal attacks on London Mayor Sadiq Khan on Monday, calling him a stone-cold loser after the mayor criticised the British government's decision to offer a state visit to the sitting president. Posting on Twitter just before Air Force One landed in Stansted Airport, Trump wrote, "At Sadiq Khan, who by all accounts has done a terrible job as Mayor of London, has been foolishly nasty to the visiting President of the United States, by far the most important ally of the United Kingdom. He is a stone-cold loser who should focus on crime in London, not me." Trump's interventions on Brexit, outgoing Prime Minister Theresa May's successor, and a row over China's Huawei are set to overshadow the three-day pomp fest. The President and his wife, First Lady Melania, began with a ceremonial welcome at Buckingham Palace. But activists plan to rival the festivities with a carnival of resistance. And the Trump baby blimp will also be back, flying over Parliament. In what's likely to be the most unconventional state visit in recent memory, Trump's already waded far into British domestic politics.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on iZoom Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.